Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, Bridger heads, Bridger fans, Bridgerton people. I am super excited. I have already done multiple videos at this point about the trailers. I did a video about my overall thoughts. So here we are. We're going to break down the entirety of episode 1. So I am very excited about this. I actually have notes in front of me, so I won't ramble at y'all for 45 minutes, hopefully, because y'all know I will be rambling. I'm still rambling. I'm rambling right now. So let's just jump into the episode, okay? And yes, guys, 2 things you may notice. Yes, there is a headshot of me right there on my family piano. I can't help it. My family loves my face. And 2, I'm only wearing 1 glove because I need to touch my computer pad, okay? So just look at the classiness of this hand and ignore this hand, all right? Now, let's get started. So we are starting off in the social season of 1813. Right away, it's really interesting. The show starts with the Featherington family, which I kind of love. We are seeing the 3 Featherington sisters who are all complete messes. Penelope's a little bit of a mess, y'all, but mainly because of their mother, Portia Featherington, who is having these girls dress in terrible dresses, look terrible. None of these girls are really like the peak of fashion or the peak of beauty. Then the camera takes us right over to girls who are considered beautiful, the Bridgerton sisters. Daphne is getting ready to be presented to Her Majesty Queen Charlotte. Now, did not happen in the book. This is a TV show invention. Queen Charlotte is never mentioned, but I kind of love that we're getting to see at least 200 of these women be presented to Queen Charlotte as they make their debut into the social season, right? Anthony, who is the oldest Bridgerton brother, the Viscount, we now see him booty out, getting some of that good with a Sienna, who is an opera singer, up against a tree in the middle of the park. Anthony is supposed to be taking his sister and his family and escorting them over to the Queen, but he's getting it in. Let's watch some of that. Hey. This is why this review is gonna run long. I'm gonna try not to be too horny about this, but I'm sorry, y'all. Now we have watched all of these girls arrive at the palace. Anthony arrives late. Violet expresses her displeasure with him, Violet being the Bridgerton mama. And then we watch the Featheringtons basically be the first girls to be presented to the Queen. Now they are awkward as hell. Prudence faints at the Queen's feet, and Queen Charlotte is completely not impressed with them, waves them away, and then who comes through the door? But our diamond, our beauty, Daphne Bridgerton. Now, I do just want to quickly say, for those of you that have not read the books, this is very different from the books. In the books, Daphne's on her 2nd or 3rd season. She has already come out to the Queen. She has already been on the marriage mart. She is not considered a diamond, the incomparable or flawless. So this is a new show thing, a new show invention, and it's kind of fun to watch this. Daphne kind of walks towards the Queen. Everyone is looking at her. The Queen gets up and says, flawless. She calls her flawless. And from that moment on, everyone's eyes are on Daphne. The first publication of the Lady Whistledown is now delivered to the Ton, taking the Ton by storm. Now, what's different about this? Normally, these gossip sheets at this time didn't mention people by name, but Lady Whistledown is calling people out by name. So this is something I mentioned in another review. Like, normally these gossip sheets would be like, yo, a certain lady was seen at a party flirting with a certain man and disappearing. Lady Whistledown will straight up be like, yo, so-and-so's mama, Lady Williams, was flirting with Lord whatever, and we saw them walk into a room together. Like, she will call you out by name. So the Ton is so interested in watching all of this happen. Also get to watch Eloise, who is the next youngest daughter of Lady Bridgerton. Her and Daphne start to butt heads about what's important in life. Daphne wants to get married, have children. Eloise wants to have a life and be incredibly independent. So it's kind of fun watching them over the course of the series butt heads the whole time about what's important to women at this time period. Lady Whistledown names our girl Daphne the season's incomparable. Across the street, Portia Featherington is super upset about Daphne being singled out, first off, by Lady Whistledown. And then she's also upset because her girls were probably trashed in it, because her girls are kind of trash. And then she's super upset because they have a country cousin coming to visit. Now, initially, Portia thinks it's a country cousin. She ain't gonna be shit. I don't even need to worry about it. But guess who walks in? Marina Thompson, looking gorgeous, and Portia knows right away, oh, her daughters don't stand a chance. Marina is going to be the one that all the men want to go to. Those of you guys that don't know Marina Thompson, while she does kind of show up in the books, this is mostly a TV show invention. Her entire life story is mostly a TV show invention. I'm going to try not to spoil what happens later on until maybe later on in the season, but for right now, all you guys need to know is Marina is that girl. She's one of the few, women of color that actually get some lines in here. So we gonna build up our sis, okay? We gonna build her up. Simon, our Duke of Hastings, our Simon Bassett arrives dashingly looking gorgeous on his horse, riding into town. I want to ride some other things, you know what I mean? He arrives at Lady Danbury's house and she invites him to her ball that evening. He says no, she says yes, he's going to the ball, girls. Simon's father has just passed away and he's inherited the dukedom, something he's clearly not happy about, and we'll learn a little bit more about that as the series goes on. Oh look, another scene where Anthony and Sienna make eyes at each other and then fuck wildly all over. Like, I don't even know where they are. They're breaking everything. They ain't got no insurance, okay? But we seen a lot. I mean, this show makes clear that they gonna do some sexy. Okay, guys, it is time for the ball. And what is playing? It is so funny because this show makes clear right from the jump that this ain't your mama's regular like Downton Abbey. They are playing Ariana Grande's Thank You Next on some, you know, with the orchestra for the ball. I kind of love it. I know some people are going to be upset about that, but I kind of absolutely love it. Like, it's a lot of fun and it's kind of just setting itself apart. Like, it's letting you know what kind of show it's going to be. This is not historically accurate. So get your panties out your butt cheek. That out and let's just keep going, okay? Now this is the time for the ladies to make a match, right? We're watching women kind of flirt and talk to various men. We watch Penelope very longingly stare at Colin while he dances. This is going to be a theme over the course of the whole season. Penelope is in love with Colin, so we watch her just kind of long for him across the dance floor. And we're watching mamas gossip in various corners of the room. We see Lady Featherington at the top with Carissa's mom. And then Daphne arrives and all eyes are on her. All the women want to be her, all the men want to get with her. And it is so beautiful to watch. I love that scene where the girl walks in and everyone's like, oh, who is she? Who is she? Who is she? It's very She's All That. You know what I mean? I always wanted to be that character, so I'm always gonna love an entrance like that. Lord Ambrose tries to set his cap for him, but Anthony instantly is like, nah, bruh, you broke, ain't you? You broke, you ain't getting with my sis, and shoos him away. That is a common thing that keeps happening over the course of this scene. Every time Daphne sees somebody she may want to be with, Anthony's like, nah, you can't get with him. He scares all the men off. Ugh. Colin comes up to all of his brothers and explains that he's gonna set off on a tour of Greece, but then across the room, he sees a piece of chocolate that he's like, ooh, who is that? He sees Marina Thompson and he instantly falls in lust/love with her and knows that that is the woman he's going to be going after this whole season. But in fact, it is also the woman every man is going to be going after all season. All of the men in the ballroom are also noticing Marina. Now Simon is walking in and all the mamas and daughters surround him instantly, and Simon is so overwhelmed. This is the one thing he did not want. And Daphne, poor girl, has still not had a chance to meet a single man because Anthony's cock blocking her every second that he gets. Like, okay, brother, all right, we get it. We get it, okay? This is not Anthony in the books at all. Well, actually, Anthony in the first book is a little domineering, but like this is over the top. Like, I had to take a step back. Anthony is actually my favorite brother, so this was really hard for me to watch him be absolute worst all season. Daphne is upset. She's over Anthony. She tries to go get a drink at the table. She gets her little lemonade and she is accosted by Nigel Burberk. Now first, I need to say a couple things. I did say in one of these videos that Nigel Burberk was my boy. Book Nigel's a little different than show Nigel. So I'm gonna recant that statement. My bad. So he's out here trying to flirt with Daphne, trying to get away from him. And as she runs away from him, we get our meet cute. She bumps into Simon. Hey, they're gonna bump a couple other things soon. Simon actually thinks that Daphne is trying to get with him and that's why she bumped into him. So he is already over her. She's kind of like, what are you talking about? And then Anthony ends up walking up to him because Anthony and Simon have been friends since their days at Oxford, right? And they haven't seen each other in a while. So that's when Simon realizes that Daphne is his best friend's little sister. That's when she realizes that Simon is the Duke, and they instantly have this like hate thing going on. We really know what's underneath. They're both clearly attracted to each other, but you know, they trying to keep that shit cool. Right after this, Anthony makes Daphne leave the party, telling her that men want to chase after a woman, basically, so she needs to leave the party now. This backfires on her because guess who does stay at the party all night? Marina. Guess who all the men in town want to get with now? Marina. So while Daphne is sitting in her salon waiting for callers, all of the male callers and suitors make their way over to Marina at the Featherington house. Marina becomes this season's incomparable. I love this scene because if you guys read a lot of romance, I love the scenes where you have suitors come and they give terrible poetry or gifts or whatever. So we watch a man give her a dog. There's someone that does terrible poetry. And it's kind of funny because over the course of the season, they keep that dog. So in the background, you'll see Penelope playing with that dog. I love it. I love the attention to detail in this TV show. Even Lady Whistledown calls Daphne out and is like, ooh, did Queen Charlotte choose wrong? Because it doesn't look like any men want her, which makes Queen Charlotte upset because Queen Charlotte doesn't like to be wrong. Oh, so now we're over at the Featheringtons. Suitors are all over the Featherington salon, including Colin. And guess who's upset about that? Penelope, who's been in love with him for forever. Daphne, later on at the park, complains to Anthony about the fact that Lady Whistledown has basically scared away some of her suitors, and Anthony has been a huge part of this. Anthony tells her that he's just trying to do his part as her big brother, and she complains to him saying, you will never know what it's like to be a woman. I have no choices. My choices in life are to marry and have children, and you're scaring away all of my opportunity. Yeah, Anthony, duh. It's really hard for me, okay? It is really hard for me as an Anthony lover to have to say this, but Anthony, you're the fucking worst in this. You're the fucking worst, man. I also now get that trailer scene where she's on her horse saying, I will never find a suitable suitor. When I watched the trailer, thought, like, why would Daphne ever say this? She would never say this, but it makes perfect sense in the Daphne show version why she would be like, I have to find a suitable man. Like, and Anthony is ruining all of her chances. Later on, Simon goes to his club and meets up with Anthony, and they talk about how Simon needs to take his place in society and stop avoiding all the mamas trying to get their daughters with him. And Simon obviously hates being the Duke, something again that we will find out more about later, and hates his father. And then Simon's kind of like, Anthony, why are you telling me to take my place in society? Don't you need a wife? And Anthony's like, babe, man, I got like 3 other brothers. I ain't worried about me. You're the one that needs a son and an heir, sir. Unfortunately for Daphne, at this point, he knows that nobody wants her. So he has now started becoming her only suitor. He has showed up at her house at least twice and continues to go after her because, like, who else wants to get with her? He thinks she's desperate and he wants her. Now we're seeing the scene where Daphne and Violet go to the opera, and who was there but Lady Danbury and Queen Charlotte. Now Queen Charlotte is upset because Daphne has not proved her right. Again, Lady Whistledown has made fun of her in the paper, so she has some cutting remarks for Daphne. In fact, when Lady Violet says, you remember my daughter Daphne, Queen Charlotte says, oh yes, she made quite the impression, no matter how fleeting it might have been. Ooh, girl, that sucks. I mean, if the queen said that to me, I just had to go home and sleep it off. Dang. And Lady Violet and Daphne are invited to Lady Danbury's box, where Lady Danbury and Lady Violet come up with a plan to try to hook up the Duke and Daphne. We then see a scene foreshadowing what's going to happen to Marina, where Marina wakes up and looks at her sheets and notices that her sheets are completely clean. Dun, dun, dun! Next night, Simon's invited over to dinner with the entire Bridgerton family, and they talk about who Lady Whistledown can be, where the women being like, I think it's this woman, the men thinking, ah, nah, she's too good, she must be a man. Eloise has got a problem with that because Eloise comes with that heat. Eloise comes with that fire. Right, I could talk all day about what they did with Eloise's character. I have already talked about it. I absolutely love what they've done with her. Claudia Jessie is playing her to perfection. Simon and Daphne are actually seated next to each other at the table, and I absolutely love this because they clearly are so attracted to each other. I had been so worried that there would be no chemistry between these two characters. I was so wrong, and I'm so glad to be wrong. There's this, like, you can feel the tension between them, and they're throwing barbs at each other. He's making fun of her for being desperate. She's making fun of him for his reputation, and they want each other. I'm just like, y'all do some stuff under that table. You know what I mean? You hate each other, but don't you want each other? You want each other. Of course, Anthony's down the table getting all upset that they're talking to each other. He's concerned. He's trying to cock block. And I'm just like, brother, let them go. You doing all kinds of stuff with Sienna over in your little opera, you know, in your own bachelor lodgings. Let them have some fun, sir. Eventually, Anthony's able to break into the conversation between the two of them and, you know, whatever. Around that evening, Lady Violet has a word with Anthony. He starts trying to be like, hey, Mom, I don't appreciate the matchmaking you're doing between Simon and Daphne. First off, Simon never wants to get married. Simon's not the man for her. He's never going to make her happy. I'm the man of the house. I'm going to tell you what to do, and that's all I have to say about it. Which, how dare you talk to Lady Violet, your mama, like that? I will slap the shit out of you. What the hell do you think you're doing, boy? And Lady Violet knows it's wrong too, so she's like, oh, my bad. You think you have responsibility to this family. You've done nothing. You pass off all your responsibilities of being the Viscount to your brothers. You were nothing like your father, who would have made sure your sister already had a match. And if you want to be man of this house, you need to start acting like the man of the house. Okay, boy. See? She got him. She got him. She told him what to do. She showed him where he could stick that. Realizing that he ain't shit, he breaks it off with Sienna, which makes him even worse, because it's actually a really sad scene to watch, because he actually loves Sienna and she loves him. So he breaks it off with his mistress the next day, despite promising her at the beginning that he would always be there for her. Yeah, no, he breaks it off the next day and she's like, what shall I do? And he's like, I don't know, girl. I don't know. But you do need to leave my house. So then he like... Show Anthony is truly the worst, which I understand why they did it. But nah, this ain't the Anthony I fell in love with. This ain't the Anthony that I fell in love with, okay? I do want to do some things with them mutton chops, but this ain't the Anthony I fell in love with. Lady Whistledown obviously continues to harp on Daphne's complete lack of suitors as the family makes their way to Vauxhall. Now, I have been a lover of romance for such a long time. Getting to see the Vauxhall that I had this in my mind, and they got it to perfection. This is exactly what I always wanted. There's so many books where characters I love sneak off into the gardens and have little rendezvous at this exact spot, and getting to see this made me so happy. It made me so happy. So I was glad to see it. Y'all did a good job with that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also was a scene from the first teaser trailer that I harped on. I was like, where's a ballroom outside? I'm an idiot. It was here. It was here. So yeah, I'm gonna take back some of that criticism. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. Colin and Penelope run into each other and we learn that Marina is sick at home for some reason. Parisica comes up and is a complete harpy bitch and is just like, oh, Colin, let's dance together. And when Penelope makes a little remark, she dumps her whole drink on Penelope. Colin seeing this, and Colin being the good man that he is, he's like, Parisica, I'm not gonna dance with you because I've already promised this dance to Penelope. And her little heart swells, and then they dance together and she is so overjoyed, and it is so beautiful to watch, even though knowing that later on Colin is gonna still be going after Marina, and that's gonna break Penelope's heart. Simon and Daphne see each other across the room and can't take their eyes off of each other, but then break away and act like they never saw each other. Guys, this tension, so thick. It's so thick, it's so thick, it's so thick. Simon, already being overwhelmed with all the mamas and young women being presented to him, heads off into the gardens when there's an announcement for all of like the lanterns going off. So everyone heads off to see the lanterns being lit, and Simon takes off for the gardens. We then come back to the Featherington household, where it becomes clear to the housekeeper that Marina has not had her period for the entire time that she's been there, and she's been there for over a month. Guess what, guys? Our new country cousin, Marina Thompson, the one main black character, young girl, is preggers out of wedlock. Yeah! I already have complained about this whole storyline in another video, so I'm not gonna really keep complaining about it and harping on it here. So I'll move on. Portia tells Marina that she knows that Marina is pregnant and would normally throw her out, but basically it would ruin her own girls' season and possibly their futures for being married. Marina tells Portia, you have no idea what my life is like. Do you think I wanted to be here? Do you think I want to be in this situation with this privileged family who knows nothing about what my life is like? And Portia slaps her across the face. And I was like, damn, Portia, you kind of mean, girl. I also loved that this showed the strength of Marina, and this is something that's going to keep happening all season long. Marina knows herself and she never backs down. And I love that about this character. I love that this character got to stand in her own strength, no matter how problematic or unneeded this entire storyline is. Anthony, deciding now he's going to be a perfect responsible brother, tells Daphne that Nigel is a perfectly respectable man and that he's made the match for her. She's going to be getting married to Nigel. Out of your mind, Anthony? What you want your sister to be married to that? You can't even stand the man, and you're going to have her be married to someone she can't even... Anyway, so then Daphne, being incredibly upset about this, also runs into the gardens, and guess who follows her? Nigel, who notices that she's alone. She tells him that she's not going to get with him, and he decides, no, you are. He starts to assault her angrily, and she knocks him out. Right hook, girl. Right hook, girl. I mean, I love it. She's this tiny slip of a woman, and she knocks him all the way out. And guess who sees it? Simon. Simon explains that basically he was avoiding the mamas by running into the garden, and that's when Daphne realizes she's alone in a garden with two men, and this is going to completely ruin her if anyone comes along. So she actually tries to get them to separate. Explaining to Simon that overall she may have no choice but to marry Nigel since he's the only one going after her. And Simon says, yeah, I've seen what Whistledown's written about you, but that's complete crap. She's also written some complete crap about me. Daphne tries to leave, and Simon comes up with the plan. I love, and I've explained this before, I love a fake relationship to real love thing, so this was delicious. Simon's scheme is that they pretend to form an attachment. Everyone will think that they are together, and every mama will leave him alone, and then every suitor is gonna be like, yo, the Duke wants Daphne? Then I want Daphne, and she's gonna have her fill of suitors as a result of their plan. Then we have the two of them entering back into the party, arm in arm. Every eye is on them. Anthony's in the corner looking real mad. Stay mad. They dance together. Simon tells her to keep her eyes on him as if they are deeply in love in order to make the plan work. Lady Whistledown reports on their romance, and the show goes off. Whew. I loved this episode. I'm not gonna do super deep dives into like how I felt about every single thing because we would never end this. Overall, for a first episode, thought it was excellent. I thought we got to see all of the personalities come out. We got to learn who these characters really are. There's only one character who I really didn't understand who they were and their motivations. Colin. If you guys have read the books, this is not book Colin. I normally don't have a problem with the changes, but I do feel like Colin gets short-shafted because he is actually incredibly charming in the books, and I don't think he gets to be incredibly charming in the TV show. I think he gets puppy loved. That's not a verb, but I made it one. But other than that, I really thought it was an excellent first episode. Kind of grabs you in. There's plenty of sex. The show is like, it's gonna be sex. They're gonna be people of color. If we make you mad, turn it off, which I think people did because people are racist. Good first episode, and I'm excited to see where we go from here. Not a hugely problematic overall, except for the fact that, again, I brought this up so many times, I'm gonna keep bringing it up. Dark-skinned women, do we get to speak? Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna try to keep, again, these videos super brief. I can get to the point, get in and out. And you guys will see me again when I review episode 2.